USC Trojans superstar JuJu Watkins earns second Big Ten Player of the Week honors. It's been a busy week for USC Trojans women's basketball star JuJu Watkins. The sophomore guard picked up a huge win over the UConn Huskies and Paige Bueckers, and Watkins was named the Big Ten Player of the Week for the second time this season. December 10, 2024, Los Angeles, California, USA, Southern California Trojans guard JuJu Watkins, 12, reacts in the second half against the Fresno State Bulldogs at Galen Center. USC defeated Fresno State 89-40. Mandatory credit. Kirby Liamain Images / Kirby Liamain Images. The USC Trojans women's basketball team beat No. 4 UConn and Paige Bueckers 72-70. It was a bit of a revenge game for the women of Troy as the Huskies defeated USC in last season's Elite Eight matchup in the 2023 NCAA tournament. USC guard JuJu Watkins had one of her best games of the season in the win, and for her efforts, she was named the Big Ten Player of the Week. In a game that's been highly anticipated since it was announced, Watkins scored 25 points, a game high, with 56% shooting percentage, in one of her most effective nights on the season on the offensive end. She tacked on 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 blocks in the win. It was exactly the type of game that USC needed heading into Big Ten play. Watkins outdueled fellow superstar Bueckers, who had 22 points in the losing effort. It's the second time this season that Watkins was named as the conference's Player of the Week. In early December, she was named as the Player of the Week for the first time after big wins over Oregon and California Baptist. Watkins has also been named as the AP National Player of the Week as well as she continues to collect the in-season recognitions. More. Cliff Kingsbury, Chicago Bears' next head coach? Caleb Williams reunion. More. Atlanta Falcons' Drake London speaks on Kirk Cousins benching Michael Penix Jr. More. USC Trojans recruit Matai Tagoa signs historic NIL deal with Bitcoin. Watkins had a 40 and 21-point performance over Oregon and Cal Baptist respectively during her stellar week of December 1st to 8th. She's been a scoring machine in her second year at USC, only finishing with less than 20 points once this season in an early season win over Cal Poly. She had 16 points in the win. Watkins has scored 25 points or more in 5 of USC's 12 games played so far. The Trojans concluded their non-conference schedule with an 11-1 record with wins over number 20 Ole Miss in the season opener and on the road at UConn. Their lone loss comes at the Galen Center, where USC fell short against number 6 Notre Dame 74-61. Interestingly enough, last season the Trojans came out of their non-conference schedule with an undefeated record before suffering their first loss of the season to UCLA, falling 74-61. USC will now look ahead to the remainder of their Big Ten schedule after already defeating fellow conference foe Oregon in Eugene on December 7th. The Trojans will take on No. 23 Michigan at home to end the calendar year on December 29th before opening up the new year with a game versus Nebraska at home on New Year's Day. More. USC Trojans transfer portal. Zachariah Branch, Zion Branch, to visit Arizona State. More. USC Trojans Lincoln Riley's candid comments on transfer portal losses, nil budget. More. USC Trojans transfer portal. Keyshawn Silver commits USC over Bill Belichick, UNC. More. USC Trojans. Lincoln Riley biggest transfer portal losers in college football? JuJu Watkins makes history. USC Trojans beat UConn Huskies. Paige Bueckers. In one of the most highly anticipated women's basketball matchups of the regular season, USC Trojans star JuJu Watkins had a historic performance as number 7 USC went on the road to defeat Paige Bueckers and the number 4 UConn Huskies 72-70 in a game that came down to the final second. The last time the USC Trojans women's basketball team faced off against Gino Auriemma, Paige Bueckers, and the UConn Huskies was in April in the Elite Eight of the NCAA women's basketball tournament. The game was an instant classic in an epic battle that saw Bueckers drop 28-10-6-3-2, which would propel UConn to advance to the Final Four. While USC made it further than it had in 30 years, it wasn't quite a changing of the guard moment. This time around, the number 7 Lady Trojans, led by sophomore superstar JuJu Watkins, found a way to close out another classic matchup over no. For UConn 72-70 in front of 15,684 fans at the XL Center in Connecticut. Watkins put up 25-6-5-3-1 on 9-16 shooting and 3 of 4 from three-point land. The cherry on top was how Watkins accepted the challenge of guarding Buchers on the defensive end repeatedly. It's just a testament to when you give women a platform, we're going to perform. I think that tonight was an excellent game. It was just beautiful to be part of. And I couldn't imagine watching it, said JuJu Watkins after the game. Per ESPN Stats Info, this is JuJu Watkins' fourth career 25-point performance in 6 games against AP top 5 teams. No other player has more than 2 such games over the last 2 seasons. That includes Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Hannah Hidalgo, and other prominent names that have dominated big matchups in recent memory. As well as Watkins played, and she played phenomenally, she was not alone. This Lady Trojan team is deep, and they all pitched in tonight. Stanford transfer forward Kiki Iriafin contributed 16 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists on 50% from the field. True freshman star Kennedy Smith made her first appearance since November 15th after having a small surgical procedure, and she added 9 points on March 6th from deep, along with 3 rebounds and a block. More. Atlanta Falcons Drake London speaks on Kirk Cousins benching Michael Penix Jr. More. USC Trojans recruit Matai Tagoa signs historic NIL deal with Bitcoin. More. USC Trojans transfer portal Zachariah Branch, Zion Branch to visit Arizona State. More. USC Trojans Lincoln Riley's candid comments on transfer portal losses, nil budget. Overall, the Trojans shot 49% from the field and 56% from the three-point line. While that type of efficiency usually leads to a wider margin of victory, USC turned the ball over 18 times, sparking a massive third-quarter run from the Huskies to erase an 18-point lead in just minutes. USC also only shot 6 free throws the entire game, 5 of those by JuJu Watkins. All 5 of Watkins's attempts came in the fourth quarter. There's plenty that the Lady Trojans can clean up, but that shouldn't be the focus. For starters, it's December. No team is going to be playing their best basketball at this stage. Moreover, it's hard enough to beat UConn if you're playing at maximum capacity. These are the types of hard-nosed wins against quality teams that build the calluses needed to make a run in the tournament. Outside of the product on the court, the cherry on the top of the night was just how far women's basketball has come. On a day when the college football playoff hosted 3 games, the National Football League played 2 games with Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes as the centerpieces, and the undisputed heavyweight championship fight between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury took place. A late-window mid-season women's college basketball matchup commanded attention.